Divinity Original Sin 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 are two massive role-playing games developed by Larian Studios, what have become major hits in the RPG genre. But which one is better? Today we'll dive into this question and highlight the strengths and weaknesses of each game. These two games are often compared for a reason. They both represent the pinnacle of isometric RPGs, offering players incredible depth, freedom of choice, and the ability to influence the world around them. However, despite their similarities, they offer completely different gaming experiences. Let's start by acknowledging what both games are undeniably fantastic. However, despite their common traits, they provide very distinct experiences. Divinity Original Sin 2 focuses more on player freedom, complex combat mechanics, and deep character customization. Here you can create a unique hero, mix abilities, and craft unexpected builds. The freedom of action is enormous. You can, for example, pick looks, steal valuable items, or walk past opportunities to steal and take the path of honor. Every action you take affects the world around you, and NPCs' reactions can be highly unpredictable. This adds a lot of variability and gives players the feeling of full control over their character. On the other hand, Baldur's Gate 3 offers a more cinematic approach to storytelling and deeply developed dialogue systems. One of Baldur's Gate 3's standout features is its fully animated dialogue stance. Where Divinity often relies on text-based descriptions, Baldur's Gate 3 allows you to see every emotion on the faces of characters, creating a more immersive and atmospheric experience. This is one of key innovations what sets Baldur's Gate 3 apart from other RPGs from Larian Studios. The animations and cutscenes here aren't just for show. They help deepen immersion and change interaction with characters and allow for more emotionally driven decision making. Now let's take a look at the development history of both games. Divinity Original Sin 2 was a backthrow for Larian Studios. After the success of the first game, the developers received broad support on Kickstarter and were able to bring their ambitious vision to life, offering even greater freedom for players. This success gave the studio confidence and resources to move on to an even bigger project, Baldur's Gate 3, which is based on the Dungeons and Dragons universe. The development of Baldur's Gate 3 was even more ambitious, as the studio undertook the task of reviving one of the most iconic series in RPG history. It's important to note what fan expectations for Baldur's Gate 3 were extremely high, and Larian had to carefully balance between preserving the spirit of the original and incorporating modern gaming mechanics. Now let's talk about the combat system. In Divinity Original Sin 2, the focus is on interacting with the environment and elements. You can combine magical and physical attacks, for example, by dosing the battlefield with water and then freezing it, or creating a firestorm what engulfs the entire area. This makes battles dynamic and unpredictable. What's especially immersive are the encounters where you have to combine different elements: fire, water, poison, and electricity. The interaction with the environment is deeper than in many other games. For example, you can explode a barrel of oil to set enemies on fire, and then call down rain to extinguish the flames and freeze the puddles. This makes every battle a strategic affair, requiring careful planning from the player. Baldur's Gate 3, based on the rules of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, uses stricter mechanics where tactical planning and adherence to the system's rules are more important. Here, battles rely on dice rolls and depend heavily on classes and abilities. Baldur's Gate 3 also has tactical elements, such as the ability to knock enemies off cliffs or use the terrain for strategic advantage, but overall the system is less flexible than in Divinity. Nonetheless, for those who love turn-based combat inspired by tabletop RPGs, D&D mechanics add a layer of difficulty and intensity. As for multiplayer and co-op, Divinity Original Sin 2 offers an excellent cooperative mode, where each player can develop their own character, make independent decisions, and even go against the team's actions. This makes cooperative play even more interesting, as conflicts between players can arise even at the decision-making level. For example, one player might choose to attack a character, while another prefers a peaceful resolution, leading to unexpected consequences. In Baldur's Gate 3, co-op is also present, but it's geared toward more cooperative decision-making, with characters interacting through dialogue sense, which can slow down the pace of the game, especially if all participants have to wait for one player to finish their conversation. This can hinder the dynamic of cooperative play, especially if players have different play styles. Character progression is another crucial aspect. In Divinity Original 2, character customization is much deeper. You can develop your character in various directions, combine schools of magic and classes however you like, and choose abilities and talents, giving you the ability to create unique builds. Here you can fully tailor your character to your needs, providing endless possibilities for building unconventional setups. For example, you can create a hybrid character who is both a warrior and mage, effectively using both melee combat and spells. In Baldur's Gate 3, character progression is based on D&D rules, which somewhat limits flexibility, as many decisions are predetermined. For instance, multi-classing is possible in Baldur's Gate 3, but much less flexible due to the limited number of levels. This can be an important factor for those who prefer complete control over their character's development. On the other hand, fans of classic D&D rules will appreciate this as a faithful adaptation of the tabletop game, where authenticity and adherence to mechanics are key. Differences also emerge in the difficulty level. Both games offer varying difficulty modes, but Baldur's Gate 3 is designed for a broader audience, thanks to its simplified D&D system, making it more accessible for newcomers. In Divinity, the difficulty increases due to the freedom of choice in attacks and character creation, making it more demanding on players' understanding of the system. For those who enjoy challenges, Divinity offers more strategic solutions, while Baldur's Gate 3 is better suited for those who prefer deeper story immersion and role-playing elements. Both games allow you to adjust the difficulty to your liking, but in Divinity, even on normal difficulty, the game requires more attention to strategy. The atmosphere and overall tone of the games also differ. Divinity Original Sin 2 is lighter and at times even humorous, although it has dark moments. The story is full of intrigue and unexpected twists, but it also carries a sense of irony. Baldur's Gate 3, on the other hand, presents a darker and more serious atmosphere. Here you'll encounter deep drama, complex moral choices, and heavy plot decisions. While Divinity can be seen as more adventurous and dynamic, Baldur's Gate 3 focuses on the depth of the narrative and the emotional experiences of the characters. For example, interaction scenes with NPCs and companions in Baldur's Gate 3 are more cinematic and allow players to delve deeper into personal character stories. Companions play a significant role in both games. In Divinity, your companions can comment on what's happening and participate in quests, but their influence on the gameplay is not as significant. In Baldur's Gate 3, companions play a much more substantial role. They not only have their own quests and personalities, but they can also significantly influence the outcome of events. Their interaction with the player and each other are more detailed, adding depth to the game. For instance, Baldur's Gate 3 features a system where companions approve or disapprove of the player's actions, making relationships more dynamic and influential on the story. Companions may comment on your choices, intervene in conversations, and even leave the party if they strongly disagree with your decisions. As for key quests and memorable moments, both games offer plenty of them. In Divinity, you are faced with more open-ended problem-solving options. Do you want to turn two cows back into humans, or engage in a philosophical debate with an immortal being? In Baldur's Gate 3, the emotional engagement is higher due to cinematic cutscenes and emotional dialogues. The quests may not be as varied, but they are filled with moral dilemmas and complex choices. In Baldur's Gate 3, the importance of decisions is more emphasized through interactions with the world and characters, whereas in Divinity, choices have a more tactical impact. Finally, let's talk about the future of these games and their impact on the genre. Divinity Original Sin 2 helped revive interest in isometric RPGs, proving what this genre can be both engaging and deep. Baldur's Gate 3 continues this trend, but it adds more cinematic elements and visual depth. Both games have had a significant impact on the industry, and we can expect what the future of RPGs will be inspired by elements from these projects. In terms of historical significance, Baldur's Gate 3 may hold more weight due to the revival of the iconic series, but Divinity Original Sin 2 firmly established Larian as leaders in creating high-quality RPGs. In conclusion, if you're looking for a game with more complex combat system and flexible character customization, then Divinity Original Sin 2 is your choice. It offers endless possibilities for experimentation and immersion in this world. However, if you value well-developed dialogues, atmosphere, and a cinematic story, Baldur's Gate 3 will be your perfect pick. Both projects are unique in their own ways, and each one offers an unforgettable experience. See you in the next video.